So I do research around migration issues. I'm particularly interested in people on temporary permits, so people who arrive on permits as international students, as people on temporary work visas, and also working holiday makers. And what I'm interested in is the impact of having a short-term visa on the everyday lives that people live. We've had a really big growth in the number of people on temporary permits. We get about 250,000 people arriving in New Zealand on temporary permits every year, and that compares to about 40 or 50,000 people on residence permits. We're also seeing some quite particular situations emerge around international students in the labour force and also people on temporary work visas. Either situations where they're vulnerable to exploitation by employers, but also potentially facing difficulty, say, in the housing market, or the fact that we don't necessarily know how long they want to stay in New Zealand. What we're doing right now, and we're not quite finished this yet, is we're running some interviews, what we call biographical interviews with temporary migrants. And in particular, what a lot of migrants have talked about, in particular students, is the role of migration agents or migration brokers. Now, these are people who sell the idea of migration, and they're often based, sometimes in New Zealand, but often based in the places migrants come from. Okay? And so they will approach people, will provide a service where they help process a visa, but also for students, help them get into a particular course and to a particular institution. They make money out of that process, and as a result of that, some agents, not all I wouldn't say, but some agents do direct students in ways that make more money for the agent but aren't in the best interests of the students. And so agents can sort of play a role in shaping where people go and shaping the choices they make. So it's not as much choice as we often think.